We welcome you to episode 25 of Battin Chattin here on the Eastern Observer alongside Denis Tuohy. I'm Brandon Natale. Before we get started, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube to be kept in the loop on everything Eastern Observer and most importantly, Battin and Chattin. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever else podcasts can be found. Our show is presented to you by Black Cats NYC. Be sure to download their newest hit single, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us, which can be found wherever music is found, whether that's Spotify, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, Satellite Radio, and many others. Dennis, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I'm watching the Sacramento Kings Lakers game on ESPN, and De'Aaron Fox just hit a three with 0.5 seconds left in the first half. Right in LeBron's face. Right in his face.
Just now?
Yeah, just now.
Oof. Oh, for LeBron, too.
They're checking to see if LeBron hit a layup in time. No, he didn't. Okay, thought so.
What were the Islanders games on? I'm trying to find the Islanders games.
So I don't know what that's about.
The Islanders games on. Oh, it's on TNT.
Oh, nationally televised Islanders. Good for you guys.
Yeah, good for them. They're playing the.
It's Wayne Gretzky. 2-0. Hey, look at that.
Oh wow, yeah, good for him. I know. I think my
Canucks
dad
doing
met
pretty
him.
good this year.
I think my dad met him when he played on Edmonton. They're playing the Islanders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dad could tell you.
Yeah,
but this ain't Sunday sauce. This is Battin and Chattin here in the Eastern Observer. Wonder if Joey's gonna hear that. Joey's gonna laugh at that.
It's another show on the network. Yeah.
What's that?
It's another show on our network. Sunday Sauce every Sunday.
It is. That's right.
On the Eastern Observer.
That's right. So check them out if you guys want. Definitely some good podcasting boys. So yeah, and it's been a lot going on in the baseball world. First off, we want to shout out the Padres owner, Dennis. You want to allude on that?
Yeah, unfortunately,
the
Padres majority owner Peter Sedler. I always forget if it's Sedler or Seidler. I think it's Seidler actually. Passed away yesterday afternoon. Yeah, he's like one of those people that's like kind of not too dissimilar from Steve Cohen. Like he's a fan first. He was a fan first, and he passed away at 63 years old. Yesterday afternoon, and I mean he turned the Padres from, let's be honest, a nothing team, a complete afterthought in Major League Baseball, into however you want to call it, a legitimate powerhouse financially. And they were a team that was irrelevant for almost, 20 years, just about, give or take a season or two here or there. But, I mean, he did so much for that team and so much for that organization and really so much for baseball that he tried to shatter the mold for, what it means to be a small market team. And you know how I always view that kind of stuff. And I always say there's three types of teams: teams that try, teams that don't try, and teams that are unsure of whether they should try or not. There's no such thing as big market or small market. That's my take. And I guess he kind of subscribed to the same thought, because the past couple of years, the Padres have been so hyper aggressive. And he was, the tip of that spear. It signed off on all the checks that AJ Preller was signing, and, gave them the freedom to put together a team that was trying to win a championship for the first time since they made the World Series in 1998. They got swept by the Yankees. But before that, the 70s, when they had a couple of good players, but like most notably Dave Winfield was like their guy before he went to the Yankees.
Wow.
So they had a long time without being relevant. And they had some guys in between that. Steve Garvey had a couple of good years for them and whatnot. Tony Gwynn, obviously. But,
about him.
Trying to like re-image the Padres into this powerhouse they are now in a long rebuild, getting guys like Fernando Tatis Jr., making trades for guys like Blake Snell and Juan Soto. Yeah, getting Manny Machado.
Signing Xander Bogaerts.
They did a lot. Darvish, even like 10 years ago, man, like before they got really good and they got like guys like Carlos Quentin. And, they took a flyer on Matt Kemp. It didn't work. Moves that didn't really work out for them. But they tried.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what he's going to be remembered as, is somebody who tried to put together a winning team and tried to do what was best for his fans
Mm.
and for his city. And I respect it, man. I respect it so much. The last San Diego team. No more Chargers, no more Clippers. Hockey never had, to my knowledge, never had a San Diego team. But Clippers are long gone. Chargers are gone, what,
Chargers
5 years now? So
7. Yeah.
yeah, it's been that long already. Jesus.
Yeah. After the
But
2016 season. Yeah. It's crazy.
like I respect the guy so much. So rest in peace.
Yeah.
And
They said they
I
didn't
hope his family's all
disclose
right.
his. They said,
He
yeah.
had medical issues for a while.
Yeah. They said
I
he
know
was a
that.
2-time cancer survivor, and he revealed in a statement September 18th that he was undergoing a medical procedure prior to the prior month that would prevent him from attending games for the remainder of the 2023 season. So that sucks to hear. That's Adlin Gonzalez from ESPN reports. In a statement, the CEO Eric Krapiner says the Padres organization mourns the passing of our beloved chairman and owner, Peter Seigler. Today, our love and prayers encircle Peter's family as they grieve the loss of the extraordinary husband, father, son, brother, uncle, and friend. Peter was a kind and generous man who was devoted to his wife, children, and extended family. He also consistently exhibited heartfelt compassion for others, especially those less fortunate. So, yeah, apparently he was the grandson of decorated Los Angeles owner Walter O'Malley.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. And yeah,
Yeah.
like you just said, he was the one that greenlighted um all the checks, especially with Joe Musgrove. We can't forget about him. So yeah, I think you said it best. He definitely embodied what it is to be a small market team. No matter how small the market is, they could definitely stay competitive in terms of competing with teams like the Yankees in the late '90s. Even last year, they made it to even against the Mets in the playoffs, they beat them, and then they almost were a couple games away from the World Series, but the Phillies took over that. Um, you know, it's just, rest in peace to him. Definitely looked like he did a lot for baseball. Like I said, um, Alden Gonzalez, staff writer from ESPN, reported on that. So yeah, just rest in peace because it seems like he was a great guy. Um, I love Petco Park too, especially it's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
He took over the team in 2012. So that
Okay,
was like that era when they're really bad. Chase Headley had like a good year for them. And that's
I
when they
remember
had
Chase
Carlos
Headley.
Quentin. And they had like a couple of guys, Heath Bell. Like they had some guys that just didn't pan out for them. Adrian Gonzalez, I think, might have been gone by then. But I think he's always going to be remembered as somebody who put in an effort. And I think that does kind of minimalize, when you just hear it at face value, somebody who just put in an effort, it minimizes accomplishments. But, you know, for them, I don't think it does. I really think that having a team, having an owner that wasn't trying to bring the team back to its glory days, that was still a failure. He tried to create the glory days for the Padres fans
Yeah,
and for the franchise. And I think that that's something that's very commendable
right.
for somebody, and only 11 years to have that kind of an impact on an organization, turn them around from being, to be honest, I mean, I'm not trying to bash the Padres' history, but a laughing stock, a joke,
Yeah,
to being a team that they had a disappointing season. They're not futureless, like they had some bad breaks this year. All right, that happens. So, like, I mean, he turned them around, man. He turned them
yeah.
around.
Oh,
So
he did.
he'll be missed.
Rest in peace. But on to lighter news. Um, Obviously, Carlos Mendoza was inducted into the as Mets manager, the 25th manager in Mets history. Um, sounds like a good guy. Sounds like he's ready. Sounds like he can take it on. I know a lot of people question whether he can. He's a young manager. Can he handle it? A lot of interesting stuff to talk. They asked him. Seems like what I got from the opposite press conference looks like I feel like he can deal with the New York media. He's ready to take on being Mets manager. Like he's not afraid of it. I remember one of the things that got out of it is that he's ready to talk to the three best guys in the booth in New York, well, in Queens, Gary, Keith, and Ron. You know, Gary Cohen, Keith Fernandez, and Ron Darling. So I mean, you know, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited to see how it goes. David Stern, I remember looking at him in the press conference. He looked all happy and excited, knowing he has his manager. And I think the New York, I think the market, the media, they definitely have some questions about him. Um, like I alluded to earlier, but I think from what the most part, I think they like him a lot.
Yeah, you had mentioned that you think he's going to handle the media well, and I completely agree with you. He's been with the Yankees for so long as a coach with them, and I think that that's the least of your concerns as a Met fan, and as other Met fans. I think he's going to handle the media well. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what if he can turn them around or whatnot. Let's see if the players are going to respect him. I hope they do. Um, let's see what happens. I wish nothing but the best for him.
Right.
But I don't know. Like it's still so weird to talk about managers in baseball. I'll never be comfortable with it because I don't know what they do. Like, I can't quantify like why is this guy whoa why is this guy going to be a good fit for this team? Why is this guy not a good fit for this team? So because of that, I don't know like how to feel about introducing a new manager to your team. But I think if there's somebody that will be able to do it well, I think he's certainly up there. He has the experience, the coaching experience. He's been in New York, only on the other borough, but it's it should be an exciting time to be a Met fan, even after a very disappointing season. Once again, similar to the Padres, so I think they're going to be kind of the yin to their yang. Obviously, they play each other in the playoffs, but a lot of similarities just in general. The Manny
Yep.
Machado trade or the Juan Soto trade, the Frankie Lindor trade.
Yep.
Like there's a lot of kind of
Similarities with that. I agree.
right, kind of mirrored between the two. So uh, I'm excited to see how they move forward. But if you're a Met fan, even though it was a disappointing season, you should be stoked. You should be stoked. You still have some good players on your team. We'll see what happens in that division. That division's always a gauntlet. The
Yep.
Nationals played very well at the end of the season.
They
We'll
did.
see how their call-ups do and have their young guys develop. The
Phillies. Yeah.
Marlins, with no Sandy Alcantara, that sucks. But they always have pitchers. A full season of Jake Berger and Josh Bell, Luis Arias, obviously. Like they have guys. Maybe Jazz Chisholm is healthier. Who knows? The Phillies are obviously always a tough out. And then, of course, you have the Braves. So it's not going to be easy. But at the same time, too, at least you're going to be watching meaningful baseball for most of the season because of that. It's going to be a race, and you're not going to tune out. So I'm excited. Heck of a first job because of
Yeah.
that. This is not going to be easy.
Oh no!
So let's
Anytime you're
let's
involved in anything in New York, in the New York market, it's not easy. So
yeah, and
yeah, but I
I,
feel like
I'm not trying to beat a dead horse on here because I mentioned it so many times of the reports about kind of some locker room dismay between Alonso, McNeil, and Lindor. Hate going back to it for the 100th time, however many episodes we're doing this. But I'm curious to see how he manages that, if that is legit, or maybe it was just blown out of proportion and Buck Showalter's got a bad break. Like, we'll see. But that's the only thing that I can see as being like a legit issue that's going to have to be addressed for him on day one. Because once again, at the end of the day, like this is kind of like duh, but the players sometimes just need to play better.
yeah,
As
this is
simple
how it
as
is.
that. And once again, the Mets had some bad breaks too. Scherzer missed a lot of time. Verlander missed a lot of time. And Senga had a terrific season, finished fifth or sixth in the Cy Young voting,
Yeah, saw that.
maybe seventh. But the rest of their pitching staff is not good.
Said he
The
received
bullpen is
six.
bad.
Yeah,
The bullpen is bad. The rotation is very bad. So the GM and David Stearns, whoever they hire as the GM, David Stearns, they're gonna have to really do some
they
work.
got a lot of work to do. I mean, they still
Yeah.
got Quintana. I mean, he's a good
Okay.
lefty. Peterson's okay. I mean, I know he just got surgery,
How
so he's
much
going to
how
be
much
out
faith
for
do you
like.
really have in Quintana at his age, at this stage in his
Well,
career?
we'll see. I mean, well, there's a lot to. There's lots to figure out.
A
I
lot.
mean, yeah, at least they got
A
Senga. At
real
least
lot.
when they traded Senga, people were questioning, can he be an ace? And Senga did prove it. He had a
He
great
did.
season. He was, second in the NL rookie voting. He should have got it, but hey, I mean,
Third in ERA.
credits to Corbin Corral. He
Yeah,
was
Carroll.
just, he was just in Senga had an insane year. But we'll see. I know they definitely need to add a lot to the rotation. Hopefully, they get the big target on the market right now. A lot of people that aren't focusing on Shohei, they're going to be focusing on. Hold on, give me a second.
Yamamoto.
Yep, Yamamoto. So I know, and I like what we will get into that later because there's a lot we got to there's other stuff we'll get into. Um, so they definitely need a lot to. I like to see the Mets go after Jordan Montgomery. If you don't trust Peterson as a lefty, go get Montgomery. Like I said, and Peterson's going to be injured, so who knows how he's going to be coming off right away. I'm sorry, what do you gonna say?
I would rather them, if I'm a Met fan, I'd rather get Eduardo Rodriguez. But I think they should go in on Ohtani.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of reports that Otani he prefers, like I just told you before the show, the Dodgers, the Rangers, and the Red Sox, and they said that the Mets. I've seen reports that the Mets think they have no realistic shot to get him, so that's why they're putting their focus on Yamamoto or other players. And so, I mean, hey, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. The Mets have dodged a lot of bullets lately, and I'm not saying Otani is a bullet they're trying to dodge. I would love to have Otani on my team. The guy's a dual threat. Now he's not going to be pitching for the next couple of years, or at least next year. And his bat is ridiculous. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, maybe it's better they focus their money elsewhere. Like you said, they got to fill out the pitching. They need the pitching. They need the depth. They don't have the depth, and that's what the issue is. The Mets are going to always be riddled with injuries. So what do they need? They need the depth. So, but hopefully they give Yamamoto, and even Senga even said it. He's like, he wants him as his teammate. Because that's what just the Mets came out.
I'm surprised the Mets aren't in on Ohtani though.
Right, like you want to think that.
Because
I feel like, but I feel like if they were though, I feel like he would use them as leverage though.
Realistically, they shouldn't have that much of that high of a payroll. As weird as that sounds, because they don't have Scherzer and Verlander anymore. That was between them. That was like what, 80 mil? About
right, but either way, they're still
over?
kind of paying. They're still paying off.
Yeah, I know
money,
they paid over most of the contracts so they could get better prospects. I know that part of it. But because of that, you're gonna have a lot of young talent that's going to be cheap. So maybe that's their thinking is spend now and then save later. Kind of the credit card approach, but the whole I don't know. I would have thought they would have been in on Ohtani. I'm surprised there's only 3 teams that he's willing to go to. I'm surprised, to be honest with you. I'm surprised the Mariners aren't one of them.
Why is that? Because just West Coast.
That and they've always had a great reputation with their Asian players, dating back to Ichiro and then Iwakuni and then Yusei Kikuchi.
That is pretty
They've
true.
always had a very good working relationship with them. Nintendo used to own them, and they used to do a lot of scouting in the Pacific region, Japan, Chinese Taipei, and the Korean leagues. They have that reputation. So I'm surprised they're not one of the considerations, especially you want to talk about a team that needs help. That team's as shallow as a kiddie pool offensively. So I'm just calling a spade, brother. But it's I'm surprised. The Red Sox, they're always going to be in on big money. The Red Sox, I'm telling you right now, they're not getting him. They're not getting him. If they weren't going to save money on Mookie Betts and Xander Bogaerts, when there's reports of them trying to sell the team, they're probably looking to save money. Because there's reports that John Henry and the Fenway, what is it? The Fenway Sports Ownership Group. It's some stupid sports conglomerate, one of those jargon things. But there are reports that they were trying to sell it or thinking of selling it or something. I don't know how true that is, if that's still accurate, or if it was accurate to begin with. But I don't know with that team. To me, Rangers, I could see. Although, where is this money coming from? I'm kind of starting to wonder,
where's Chris Young getting his money?
Yeah, like who's the owner of that team is like a mortgage guy. Like he made his money. It wasn't Quicken Loans. It was a different company, but it was kind of like a Quicken Loans
There's Rocket
type
Mortgage.
thing. No, it was a different company
I
that
just
I've never heard of. But he's like a mortgage guy. How much money does this freaking guy have? They have a $500 million between. They have probably. They've got a lot of money, dude. They got a lot of money already tied into that payroll between DeGrom, Seager, Semien. Now you have Scherzer. Like at some point, like you're gonna have what, $1 billion payroll? I get, like I just said with the Mets, they also have a lot of young players that are cheap, but long term,
it's gonna catch up to you eventually.
it's gotta like
Yeah.
you gotta run out of money at some point. But they just won a World Series, so they get all the playoff revenue, all the shares, all that stuff, man. So could be talking
Yeah.
them every round. The Dodgers, we all know they have more money than God, but we'll see. We'll see. I would have liked. I kind of don't want like a team that like everybody expects to get. I would love for him to go to the Yankees. They're not in on him supposedly, but
I mean, it's crazy. I mean,
which kind of gets me mad. I would like
I'm
to
surprised
for
the
him to
Mets
go to
aren't
the
in it.
Cubs or something.
Why the Cubs?
Go to a team that's fun. Go to a team that's like different. You know,
Anything the
like a team.
Dodgers are fun.
Everybody go. Come on, bro. How many guys are they going to have that are star players and then it's going to suck in October? Did you see some of those at bats Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts had? Their whole offense was a joke in the postseason, bro. Like, enough already. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, the 2020 ring is fake. No, but like, enough. Like, I'm just sick and tired of like. So the Dodgers are going to be low in the regular season again, just to be bounced in the first round. Okay, great.
Right.
I'm going to set my DVR. Like, come on, man. Like,
right. I feel
go
like
to
the
a
Rangers
team
would be
that.
pretty fun. The Rangers would be fun. Are you kidding? They're just coming off a World Series.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
coming
Yeah,
off
but that would be
World
fun. But they
Series.
just spent $500 million
They got
between the
they
last
got some. Yeah.
3 seasons,
Like
3 off
Otani
seasons.
himself is almost approximately $500 million. So yeah,
That's kind of what I'm saying. Is like,
yeah,
not for nothing, but like, where's this guy getting this money?
right.
Unless, of course, the money is for Otani is not as high as him and Boris think.
I feel like the Red Sox,
which I kind of think is the case. I don't think he's going to go for $500 million.
The Red Sox thing is interesting because I mean, well, Boston, I don't feel like I've heard them in a free agent talks in a long time. Maybe like a couple years. I don't know.
Yoshida last year.
Right. Okay.
It.
Yeah, but like, interesting team, Fenway. Boston. Interesting fan base, interesting team. That'll definitely create some excitement between that rivalry. With the Yankees and the Red Sox. I could see that, the big, like the Mets and the Yankees, why they're not in it, because he would use them for leverage. Because I mean, even though like the Mets were an option, either way, if they don't, I don't know. Maybe I've seen reports that he would consider them, but same time but then, the Mets don't think they have a shot at him. I don't know, but go to a fun team. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Dodgers. I don't know whether I can't believe the Dodgers have all this money, whether they're just nonstop. And it's crazy. The Dodgers to think that this was a team from Brooklyn that moved.
Yeah.
Like I said, we always talk about if Brooklyn stayed in New York, if the Dodgers stayed in New York, how that would have been.
Not for nothing, it helps when you're owned by multiple billionaires.
There you go. Yeah. So
I mean, the no salary cap in baseball. That's what. How come every episode this turns into me dumping on the teams that spend $40 million and call it a day? But that's what gets me so mad. There's no salary cap in baseball. I think they should. You know what they should do? They should get rid of the luxury tax. It's never going to happen. They should get rid of that. There's no reason for a team to have a payroll less than $100 million. That's pathetic. That's an insult to America and American culture. Not even forget the players. Forget baseball. It's an insult to American culture. This is a capitalist country, man. Come on. Go in. Have some fun. You guys are billionaires. What's the worst that's going to happen?
I don't know.
All right. So you don't pay taxes on your overseas stuff. Come on. You're getting enough breaks to begin with. How much more do you need? Enough already.
Hey, it is what it is. But hey, this ain't CNN.
CNBC.
It was CNBC or that too, or Fox. This is it's Eastern Observer. But we'll see. It's definitely gonna be. This is definitely gonna be a very interesting offseason. But what also is interesting is what Brian Cashman recently said about Giancarlo Stanton. Oh, well, the fight just broke out at the Islander game.
Oh, no kidding.
Interesting what Brian Cashman just said. I don't know how this came up in a question to Brian Cashman. But like he was talking. Obviously, he was talking to someone. I guess this was Gary Phillips of the Daily News. I don't know if he had an. Yeah, he spoke with, according to SNY TV, Brian Cashman spoke with the Daily News about Stan's injuries and future outlook, I guess, with the team. As Stan has missed over 113 games with various injuries over the past 2 seasons. Cashman said, he's going to wind up getting hurt again, more likely than not, because it seems to be part of his game. Now, his agent, Joe Wolf, responded and said, I think it's a good reminder for all free agents considering signing in New York, both foreign and domestic, that to play for that team, you've got to be made of Teflon, both mentally and physically. And that's not good. The reason why, Joe Wolf, guess who he represents, Dennis? And obviously you should
I
know.
already know the answer to this
You know
question.
the answer.
Go ahead. Brandon.
Yamamoto. And it's definitely not an agent you want to piss off. So I feel like now that's definitely did not affect the Yankees. I remember watching SNY and it kind of said it's like, it is not wrong about Stan. Stan, he's had injury concerns over the past. I don't really know if he was like this much when he was with the Marlins. I mean,
he had some injuries, but nothing like he got hit in
yeah,
the
but like
face.
not as like
the only one I can
consistently. Like
remember.
he's not consistently. He wasn't consistently hurt. Like the
Yeah.
injuries have been bad, and I remember maybe 2019 he only played like 18 games if I'm correct. That season.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but like it just didn't need to be said out in public. I feel like the way I'm sure what Cashman was thinking, we all were thinking, but they just didn't need to say it because like, that doesn't look good. No matter what, that's still your player. And, like I said, you executed this trade. Like you're the guy that traded for the guy. Don't.
It was still a great trade. I don't care what anybody says. It was still a fantastic trade.
I don't think he's been that bad for the Yankees. He's been on the team for what, 6 seasons now? He's been on the team this long. I don't think you can consider it really a bust.
No.
I mean, to consider it a bust, he would have to,
Do you know who we gave up? Trash. Done. Like we gave up nobody of worth, nobody worth talking about. Nobody. Martin Prado. Think I care?
Wow, yeah, Martin Prado. I remember that name.
Wow, I weep.
But yeah, I don't really consider it a bust of a trade, really, because he's like I said, he's been on the team for this long. He has caused excitement. He's contributed when he's played. He's contributed in the games. I know recently. I mean, maybe recently injuries are getting to him. But I just don't think that was something Cashman needed to say. Like it probably could have worded it better or not said at all. I don't know how it came up.
Listen, I always find myself defending Cashman, and I don't try to defend him. It just naturally happens because I feel like on the other side are just too like they just don't get it.
Yeah.
People have been dogging Brian Cashman about Giancarlo Stanton since they signed him, since they got him.
Since right away, yeah.
And I get it. At some point, the guy's just frustrated and just lets it out. I get it. The guy gets hurt. What do you want me to do about it? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to give him my Achilles? What do you want? Like, come on. I get it. I totally get it. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But if the agent holds that against him, I'm sorry, the agent is not a good agent.
Joe Wolf.
It's nothing, dude. To say that your player who does get hurt gets hurt, it's not like the guy said he sucked or he's a bum.
Which has durability
you know what I mean?
issues.
He just said he has a durability issue. Now, could Cashman have said, like, he has obviously some injury issues, some durability issues, but when he plays, he's one of the best hitters in the league?
Right.
Kind of like a backhanded compliment.
Comment, yeah.
Sure, kind of like a both ways thing. Or just said that we're going to try to keep him on the field. Nobody plays 162 games. We'll see how, what we get out of him, and we'll be satisfied with whatever, as long as he gives us maximum effort, whatever kind of generic thing. But if the agent holds it against him, the other interpretation of the agent's statement could be, instead of him threatening him and saying tread lightly, it could also be that you got to be a special kind of breed to make it out there. My guy can make it out there. That could be another interpretation of it.
Right.
Because the one thing that you cannot criticize Stanton for at all, you could say he's not durable. You can say whatever you want. But the one thing you cannot criticize him for, that dude has handled the media better than, aside from Derek Jeter, any Yankee player I remember watching. Because Judge, with all fairness to Judge has gotten like no criticism from the New York media.
Oh, he's loved. Judge is like Judge is like
there's
their
nothing
child.
to
Like
criticize.
if you if you say anything of him,
Yeah.
they're gonna go off. So they're gonna defend the heck out of him. He's the king, from what
Stanton, and I think this is one of the lamest moments of Yankees fandom. But Stanton had like a monster first series with the Yankees against Toronto, in his first series as a Yankee. Then his first home series, he went 0 for 4, and they booed him. And it's like peak. The Yankees are harder on their players now than they are on opposing players, and that's why opposing players kind of look at Yankee Stadium as a joke now. They do. If you hear them talk about it, they think New Yankee Stadium's a joke, and they're right. So it's like they never gave that guy a fair shake, Stanton, and he's always handled it so well, always. And then in 2021. The year we lost to the Red Sox in the playoffs, he literally dragged us to the playoffs and then like hit a bomb in that game. I remember at Sunday Night Baseball when he just, Mortal Kombat ripped the Red Sox heart out and ate it. When he hit 2 or 3 homers over the Green Monster in one night and just was like, you know what? I don't care who you have. They're not better than me, and I'll have us win. It's just like kind of one of those series where I've always kind of waited for Mike Trout to have it, and or other superstar players. That's just an example, to have that series where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna win this. Just kind of like a basketball game or a hockey game or a football game where like a guy just takes over. You don't see that from hitters too often, but he had that moment.
Yeah.
And then in 2020 against Cleveland, same thing in the playoffs. And I get it's like, oh, well, it wasn't the real playoffs. Sure, whatever. I'll pick my eyes off the ground as they roll out of my head. So he went off. He went off. Yeah, I mean, he destroyed the Guardians, destroyed them. And then 19, I think he was back for the playoffs. I forget, but like he was always. That's the one thing about him, he was always performing in the playoffs. He never was bad. And for somebody who is as feasted or famine as he is, like, that says a lot. And by the way, he's also going to be a Hall of Famer if he gets 500 home runs.
Yeah, he's close to it. And he would go in as a Marlin, or
do you
think he'd go in as a Marlin or a Yankee? I know we discussed this before.
No, whenever he wants. I think they could choose now, right?
I feel like they've been able to choose. Yeah.
They used to not be able to.
Really?
Yeah, I actually think Gary Carter might have been the first one who chose it.
That's good. Yeah, I know he went in as an Expo.
He might have. Did he pass away before
Gary Carter?
went in? Before he went in?
I think he passed away. No, he went in before he passed away.
He did. Okay.
So he lived to see him get in. Yeah. I think he.
What it was I think he's in as a Met, but he kind of didn't want to be. But he understood that more Met fans appreciated him. I think he wanted to be an Expo.
I'm pretty sure he went in as an Expo. He's 12 years with them.
I might be thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, no. If I'm correct, I'm pretty sure Gary Carter is in as an Expo, and then I
might be thinking Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza wanted to, I think, be a Dodger in the Hall of Fame, but he understood that Met fans appreciated him more than Dodger fans.
Let me look it up.
Some player once said that they didn't want to be in what they're actually in the Hall of Fame.
They said he was inducted into the. He's inducted into the Mets. I'm looking at Piazza right now.
I forget who it was.
I
know Roy Halladay has like a weird one. in the Hall of Fame. Like, I don't think he has a cap, but he was only on the Phillies for like 3 seasons. Like, he should just be in as a Blue Jay.
Only
But
Tom
his wife
Seaver.
didn't know like what to do really, so she just left it blank.
Only Tom
Obviously, he had passed
Seaver
away.
and Mike Piazza are donning Mets caps on their plaque
They
in
are.
the Hall of
Okay.
Fame.
All right, so I think I'm right then. I think that Gary Carter wanted to be an Expo, but he did it because he knew Met fans would appreciate it. I think I'm right. I think he might be one of the first ones to choose it. They used to choose it for them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, like I said, no. If I'm correct, no, Gary Carter, he went as an Expo. I'll look it up again. I'll look that I'll look up. Right now I'm on Piazza. The other Met Hall of Famer is Gil Hodges, who was voted in the Golden Days by the Golden Days Eras Committee. Obviously he finished in the first Mets 2 seasons, he finished 62 and 63 before leading them to the first World Series in 69 as manager. Obviously people know who Gil Hodges is. Let me see. Where did
This is such a sidetrack. I'm
I think
sorry.
I think
took
it's
us down
interesting.
this road.
I think it's interesting. Gary Carter was elected to Hall of Fame. In his 6th year on the ballot, he became the first Hall of Famer whose plaque depicts a player with a Montreal Expos logo.
Oh, that answers that. I was wrong.
Not a big deal. Now you learned something new.
I'm just gonna
Rest
look
in
this
peace
up.
to Gary Carter,
First
man. He was
player,
without
first
him. I don't know
MLB
if the Mets would have
player.
won the World Series in '86. 11-time All-Star.
I gotta look this up now. Hold on, I'm trying quickly.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, I was right.
What?
When Gary Carter was elected in 2003, the Hall decided his plaque would bear the Montreal Expos logo. While Carter, I was wrong. I had it backwards. Carter expressed a desire to go in as a New York Met.
Really?
Dave Winfield, who played significant roles for San Diego and the New York Yankees, was another player whose cap selection was stirred in controversy, as well as Ricky Henderson. Plaques hanging in the Hall of Fame currently honor the 319 players. This is from 2018, so it's more now. Managers and contributors elected since 1936. Plaques have been a standard size since the first class and include a bronze relief of the player wearing his primary team cap, backed by a pair of crossed baseball bats and a laurel wreath.
Okay.
I was right. I just had it backwards. He wants to be a Met. I thought he wants to be an Expo and he was a Met. Okay, so back to current events.
Either way.
Back from history class. I'm a history major.
But either way, good for either way with Stanton. I guess hopefully that doesn't affect them in the play for Yamamoto, and we'll see. But I heard Juan Soto wants to be another. Hold on, before we get to Juan Soto, because I know you want him to be a Yankee. We've discussed that plenty of times. But a player who could land with the Yankees, would be Cody Bellinger. That's an interesting name. He definitely made a name for himself this past year, especially with the Cubs. That's definitely a name to watch for the Yankees.
Yeah. He's a former MVP. The Yankees have 3 former MVPs on their roster. Could you
Stanton, Judge, Cole?
Bellinger.
Well, right.
2019. Play first base as Rizzo gets a little old. That'd be an interesting team. From a roster construction standpoint, you'd have catcher, whoever they want to go with. First base, Rizzo. Second base, LeMahieu. Shortstop, Volpe. Third base, Peraza. And then your outfield would be Bellinger, somebody, Judge. Or actually, more accurately, somebody on left. Bellinger and Judge. Because Dominguez, if he's coming off of Tommy John surgery, why would you have him play the outfield? He would either DH or maybe you throw him at first or something, but like what the Phillies did with Harper. That's actually not a bad idea. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I wouldn't mind getting Bellinger. He's a good player. Terrific season. Lefty bat, finally getting a more diverse lineup. That's a good idea. You can like throw the ball over the right field wall at Yankee Stadium, but let's just not have a left field. Let's not have any lefty bats in the lineup. You know, I don't get the thinking there. So I guess the catcher is Austin Wells going at the opening day. Wells and Wartvet or Higashioka and Wells. That'd be my guess.
Okay.
Fun lineup. That's not a fun lineup. It's adequate. Better than this year. Donaldson getting how many at-bats?
Oh, man, we don't talk about Donaldson on here. I did see one of his hits.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you. Right place, right time.
I know, right? Crazy. I was with my good buddy Joey Walna. So I feel like it's time we talk about the awards. So now, Garrett Cole, who's a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, wins his first one as a Yankee. Am I correct?
Cy Young Award winner. Didn't win it in 2019. Definitely should have.
No, my bad. Let me read that one more time. He was a 2-time Cy Young Award runner-up. First time he won it. He had a great 2023 after leading the AL in ERA for 263, 209 innings pitched, and an opponent's batting average of 206 when facing Cole. Cole allowed 4 earned runs over his final 5 starts, spanning 35 innings, and capped his year with a 2-hit shutout. Now, on the National League, Blake Snell of the Padres is your winner of the NL Cy Young Award for the second time in his career. Batters mustered a plateau of 181, 293, and 286 slash line against Blake Snell. His 12 scoreless starts, tied for the most by a qualified starting pitcher since 1969. Snell racked up 234 Ks with his 31.5 strikeout rate, ranked second in the majors. That is, now when coming to Rookie of the Year, Gunnar Henderson won it of the American League, and Corbin Carroll won it of the National League. Gunnar Henderson was a dynamic defender in the 2 infield positions while providing extra base impact at the plate. He led the Orioles and all AL rookies in B WAR with 6.2 and F WAR with 4.6, while hitting 28 home runs, 9 triples, 82 RBIs, and scoring 100 runs. Corbin Carroll of the AL of the National League had 25 homers, 54 steals, which made him the first 25 to 50 rookie in MLB history, en route to leading the D-backs to the World Series and becoming Arizona's first NL Rookie of the Year winner in an anonymous vote. And of course, when it comes to manager, Orioles, who endured 2 years, 2 years ago they lost 110, 110 games. Brandon Hyde took home the American League Manager of the Year after taking the O's to 101 wins and their first AL East title. He's now the 4th manager in franchise history to win Manager of the Year. Now, in the National League, and Dennis, you're going to love this. Are you ready? Skip Schumacher. My apologies.
You got it. Second time.
There you go. Second time. He has his first year as big league skipper. He there you go. See what I did? He led the Marlins to the 4th postseason appearance in franchise history, thanks to a 34, 33 to 14 record in 1-run games. Schumacher became the 4th Marlins skipper to be named Manager of the Year. Dennis, what are your thoughts on the list? And the MVP awards will be announced tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on Thursday. Thank you to MLB.com for all the information. Dennis, go ahead right away. Before you do, first I want to say congrats to Garrett Cole, because man, it's just dominant. I feel like it took a while for him to adjust to the New York market, especially with COVID happening in 2020, so he didn't get to play a full season right away. So I feel like he gets it. He gets the credit.
He's another guy that everybody was just looking for an excuse to not be fair to him. he like. What do you want the guy to do aside from the sticky stuff thing? There's literally nothing negative you can say about Garrett Cole. Even that, honestly, you shouldn't be able to use against him because the whole league was doing it. The whole league was doing it, man.
Yeah, no, he
Like people are like, well, look at DeGrom's numbers. He didn't do it. Okay, that's fine. Look at Verlander and Scherzer. And how many other guys? So like Cole, I never understood why people gave him such a hard time.
he
It's
definitely did get a lot of heat, and especially the sticky stuff did.
nothing.
But then but then I feel like he definitely did was able to rejuvenate his career.
Right.
But he
Like
didn't even need any rejuvenating.
one bad start against the Red Sox.
Right, and he didn't even
but
need
it's
any
the
rejuvenating.
playoffs, okay? And one bad start in the playoffs is completely stupid.
And he didn't, like I said, he didn't even need any rejuvenating. Like he was still Garrett Cole. Like I mean, he was still dominant. Like he still played up to par. Maybe not to how he played this year, but he was a good pitcher, great pitcher. Now this year he was dominant, and I'm pissed I didn't get to see him pitch this year. Like I said, I know I'm a diehard Mets fan, but also as a diehard baseball fan, I wish I could have saw Garrett Cole pitch.
I think I only went to one Yankee game this year.
You know,
I saw Cortez because you and I didn't go to a game this year. We only went to a game last year.
Me and you didn't go to any games this year?
We went to a Met game, but I don't think we went to a Yankee game.
We didn't go to a Yankee game.
That being said, sidetracked. But yeah, I digress. This should have been like a second or third Cy Young award. Honestly, he arguably could have won it last year. He definitely should have won it in 2019. I was actually just looking at the stats from 2019 because of that, and Verlander beat him out. But Mike Minor led the league in the American League in pitching WAR that year. Do you know what his WAR was? Mike Minor, then of the Rangers. Don't look it up. Just give me a guess. It's a number 1 through 10. What do you think Mike Minor's WAR would have been? He came in 5th or 6th?
That I couldn't tell you.
8.
Really?
That's extremely high. You know what his career WAR is? He didn't have a job this year in the majors. 18. So he had 8 of his 18 wins above replacement in one season. Nuts. But Cole should have won it that year. Arguably could have won it last year. He's finally gets it. Third time the charm. Good for him. Good for him. He had a terrific season, man. Terrific season.
Yeah.
So, listen, he's a top 5 pitcher in the league. We all know that. And I'm glad that he finally got his Cy Young award, kind of padding his. We were just talking about Hall of Fame plaques and whatnot. Is he going to go in as a Yankee or an Astro? Hopefully, he goes in as a Yankee. He definitely will. But you know, just keep on keeping on, man. Keep on keeping on. Keep up the good work. Hopefully, he goes back to back. I don't know really who's going to be a threat for him next year. Kevin Gausman, maybe. Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray's kind of a little sporadic, but let's see, man.
Did Kevin Gausman deserve any credit for being Cy Young or no?
I don't know if he was second or third, but he was one of the finalists. Him and Sonny Gray were the finalists. We'll see whatever Tampa Bay Ray could get it next year before their arm falls off in August.
Damn it.
Yeah, I mean that in a very derogatory and offensive way. Because that always happens with their freaking team. Just whatever. They're another team I'm sick of.
What team doesn't piss you off?
The Marlins, shockingly. Although actually that's not true. They kind of pissed me off recently. You want to hear a team that I have nothing against, to be honest with you? I can't find it in myself to say something bad about the Nationals. I really can't. I never can. I never could. Honestly, I have nothing bad to say about him. Like Jason Worth when he played there.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah.
He's a pretty big Steven Strasburg guy. One good year, Patrick Corbin. Nothing bad to say about them. The Cubs have nothing bad to say. There's a lot of my very strong word. There's some decent amount of teams, more than 2, that I have nothing bad to say about. The Rockies, I can't stand though. I hate those Rockies. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I guess I'm not seeing you at Coors Field anytime soon.
No, I really don't have much against them. That's where Blue Moon beer was made. I can't hate them. I can't bring it to myself to hate them.
Nah, you can't. Come on, Dennis. Come on.
Yeah. They just contributed so much to society. Oh, I was right. I called it this morning. Garrett Cole, unanimous MVP. Unanimous Cy Young Award winner. Wait, did this come out last night? Oh, no, it came out today, right? Cy Young Awards?
Yeah, it came out today.
All right, I just want to make sure I didn't skip a day there. I was right. 30 first place votes for Garrett Cole. Sonny Gray came in second with 104 total points. Garrett Cole had 210, the maximum. Kevin Gausman had 82 in third place. Then Kyle Bradish of Baltimore. Okay, that's a pick. 39. Luis Castillo, 23. Zach Eflin would have been my pick. Or Pablo Lopez. Zach Eflin had 19. Pablo Lopez had 11. And then George Kirby, Framber Valdez, Chris Bassett, Felix Bautista. That's actually a pretty good pick. Felix Bautista, the three guys who voted for him. Good move. Chris Martin from Boston. What kind of dickhead voted for Chris Martin? Are you kidding me?
I know you didn't.
Are you serious? Chris Martin? Chris Martin from Coldplay? No. What? What was his season like? Oh, okay. All right. Stop. A 1.05 ERA. He had 3 saves. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. A non-closer getting a Cy Young Award vote? A non-closer reliever getting a Cy Young Award vote? Brandon, what year is this? What are we doing here?
I wish I could tell you.
Insane. Good season. Good season. It's not his fault he didn't get saves, but that's like, really? Really?
Really?
Seriously? Was it The Miz from WWE? Really? Really? Really?
Sounds pretty mid.
Like one of his catchphrases. Dang, my Suns are whooping 133 to 115. Holla at your boy. Good for the Suns. No, but the other one, we gotta talk about the National League, bro. You want to talk about people being up in arms. My goodness gracious. The National League Cy Young Award, the voting has turned the internet into a craziness.
Really?
Yeah, Kodai Senga came in 7th. That's too low. Oh, let me tell you something. As somebody who covered the Phillies, anybody who voted for Zach Wheeler over Kodai Senga doesn't know ball. I would have put Zach Wheeler.
That would be ridiculous if that happened.
I would have put Senga over Wheeler in a heartbeat. So I don't know why people put Wheeler over him, but yeah. So Blake Snell came in first, 204 total votes. Logan Webb. Somebody voted Logan Webb first place. Can we take this seriously? Can we take this serious? This is Groundhog Day. I had this exact same conversation earlier in another program. Bro, come on, man.
Come
on, man. Bro. Dude. Logan Webb, this was just a war-based vote. That's all it was. 5.5 war for Logan Webb, second in the National League. People didn't watch the games. That's what this was. Strider had 20 wins, led the league in strikeouts as well. Come on, bro. He had 281 strikeouts. Second place, not in the National League, in Major League Baseball, was Kevin Gausman at 237. Bro, dude. What are we doing here, huh?
I wish I could tell you.
What are we doing here? Strikeouts for base on balls. All right, George Kirby actually had a good season. Somebody voted for Kyle Bradish. Okay. Yeah, like this is ridiculous. This is stupid. Logan Webb he's one of my favorite players in the league. Come on, man. Just in pitching wins. All right, so he's 5th. It's all the advanced numbers say that Logan Webb was pretty good. That's it. The numbers that you should care about, the numbers from back when men were men, all say that Senga, Steele, Gallen, and the dude who won Snell, We're all better than him. This is like, come on, what are we doing here? Well, actually, if it's a Tuesday and the weather is above 65 degrees, Logan Webb is actually a better pitcher than Spencer Steer. So, but he's better than Spencer Strider if the weather is above 65 degrees. Did you know that? This tells me something that has nothing to do with baseball, but
You learn something
I
new
gotta
every day.
justify my job here, so I'll go based on this statistic.
I feel like Blake Snell though. I feel like he was deserving of it though.
Yeah, good for him.
He's been around for a while.
Nothing bad to say about the guy. I have not led the league in ERA and walks. I respect that. That's awesome.
I'm gonna say I wish Senga definitely would have got more credit though for Rookie of the Year. I don't feel like
The fact that Corbin Carroll was like ran away with it, and for the last month of the season was just a foregone Rookie of the Year is absurd. Kodai Senga should have won it. That was ridiculous. Third best ERA in the National League. Doesn't get Rookie of the Year. Okay.
I guess. Well, we'll find. I mean, either way, hopefully he can repeat the same performance.
Yeah, hopefully he comes back with a vengeance and wins the Cy Young Award. I don't know if an Asian player has ever won the Cy Young. Maybe Hideo Nomo.
Let me take a look. That's another thing for me to look at.
That's another interesting one. Yeah, I don't know. What's next on the docket? How many Asian MLB players won the Cy Young? Excuse me, I don't think so.
I can't find it. Players that, according to the Baseball Reference, 10 players who won the Cy Young Award and were born outside of the 50 United States and DC.
It's probably going to be like Pedro Martinez from the Dominican.
You got that? Yep, that's one.
Juan Marichal?
I don't see him now.
How many players is this?
10.
Cy Young Award winners?
Yes.
Felix Hernandez.
Yes. There's another Hernandez.
Fernando Valenzuela from Mexico.
You got it.
Another Hernandez. Is there really another? Now I gotta think. Jose Fernandez?
No. You want me to give it to you?
No. Hold on. Okay. I want to think here. Fergie Jenkins from Canada. Yes. Got Pedro. I don't think there's any other Canadians. It's only 2 Canadian Hall of Famers. I should be getting these. I really should.
Oh, well. I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah. Wait. Not Felix Hernandez, but not Orlando Levon from Cuba?
No.
Not Orlando either.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Willie Hernandez.
Oh, he played in the 70s, didn't he? Don't tell me the year. 82? Does it give you the year? With the Tigers?
He won with the Tigers in 84. 84 World Series.
Dang it.
It doesn't say when he won. I don't think it says when he won the Cy Young. Maybe if I'm guessing, it definitely has to be 84. Because
I was close. I said 81, 82? Oh, rats.
I mean, he won the World Series.
Tigers right.
If I gotta look up when he won, the Cy Young because I'm not sure when.
Who else is on there? There's 10 names.
There's Sandy Alcantara.
Oh.
Bartolo Colon.
I wouldn't have
Mike
guessed
Cuellar.
Who?
Mike Cuellar.
Never would have gotten him.
Eric Gagne.
Oh, the Canadian.
Yes. Hold on one second.
He won a Cy Young?
Yes.
Wow. Closer. Most consecutive saves ever. 84. Or 86 or something. 87. That's something bonkers. Oh, God. Now we're going to really derail. Now I'm going to look up the Eric Gagne streak. French Canadian, too. From Montreal. Born and raised. Been to Montreal twice. Loved it. People there very nice. Food delicious, delicious. I really liked it. Not bad. Only like a 7.5 hour drive. Probably less than that. From here on Long Island to Montreal. Liked it. 84 consecutive streak. Got it on the first try. Boom. Shaka. Sometimes they surprise me with me. I want to know who else is on that list when he comes back. So what? Sandy Alcantara, Hernandez is. Hold on, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
We do got to wrap
Fergie
this up quick
Jenkins.
though, because I actually do got to go because
Oh, shoot.
something happened at my job, so I need to nothing happened. Someone needed a favor, so I need to go back. So
Word.
I
Okay.
actually might have to wrap up.
That's okay. I
do
think we
need to wrap
finished
up.
everything anyway.
I do need anything else before we wrap up?
No. Who do you think is going to win the MVPs? I got Acuna and Otani.
I got or Matt Olson could be runner up, but
He's out.
definitely.
He's already eliminated.
Oh, okay, my bad. I like
No, it's
Acuna and
okay. You
Ohtani.
shouldn't have been. The Mookie Betts thing is ridiculous. Go ahead, continue.
Like Acuna and Ohtani.
Okay, we're in lockstep. I think most people are. We'll see.
Cool. All right.
Let's
Be
go
sure to
keep
check out
posted.
our revamped website at www.easternobserver.com for the latest news in the world of baseball and so much more. We thank you for joining us in another edition of Battin Chattin. For my co-host Denis Tuohy and the entire Blackjack Group media team, I'm Brandon Natale saying so long, and we'll see you next time. Oh, if we don't see you guys, have a happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays.
Happy Thanksgiving.